like this. The Dutch had to rebuild everything.
Wait. They invaded Netherlands in World War II.
Yeah. And to say that they brought this city to nothing rather than dust. But now it's a. I don't even know that. Welcome back again to the channel. Today we are going to be checking out something from the channel OBF, and this is why the Netherlands is insanely well designed. And let's get right into the video.
Finally, they're about to reveal the secret.
This is a map of bike path density in Europe. All the purple lines are bike paths.
Wait. Bike paths. No road. Bike.
Do you know over here we've not
Don't even have bike paths.
actualized the whole idea of having a reasonable road structure, not to talk of bikes.
Nah.
We have terrible roads, like literal bad roads.
It's crazy, man.
If you direct your attention to the left part of this map, you'll see a coastal country with a lot of purple lines.
Yeah.
This is the Netherlands, a densely populated country that knows a thing or two about designing brilliant infrastructure. And the bike paths...
They don't know a thing or two, they know everything.
They know everything.
See, with a population of 17.4 million people and a landmass of approximately 41,500 square kilometers...
You know, the crazy thing is this, right? Look at the number of the population of this people.
17.4 million.
Over here in Africa, we have over 200 plus million.
Billion, yeah. But our road is still like very terrible. Bad road networking, and you know.
Is smaller in size, yet more densely populated than most European countries.
Wow.
So, in order to navigate that, they've come up with effective and interesting ways to handle population movement in and around the country. The most notable of which is, of course, the cycling infrastructure. And yes, it is as serious as everybody says it is, as it enables the 23 million bikes that are in the Netherlands to move the streets. And, by the way,
that's more than the number of population that they have.
Bikes per capita. That's absolutely insane. I mean, what would the bike per capita be in the United States? Maybe 0.5? What? It's 0.3. That would mean if you met an American, there's a greater chance they're obese than them owning a bicycle. Mad. Anyway, when you combine the Netherlands...
That's harsh.
That was very shade, man.
I feel like the whole cycling biking, because it's like an everyday exercise, adds to the healthiness of the Netherlands.
You know, when I was still cycling, right, I felt more lighter. You know, I sleep quite well. But these days, I think I'll start cycling again.
With its amazing public transport, you get a ridiculously smooth and efficient system. Here's how it works in Amsterdam. Commuters will use their bikes to get to and enter transit stations, where they simply park their bikes in these enormous bike parking garages. Then they'll travel on either a bus, tram...
Sorry, I'm pausing so often. I remember asking the question if bikes in the Netherlands actually get stolen. And somebody in the comment section was like, even this minute is talking, a bike is being stolen somewhere. And that actually got me, because I was thinking the Netherlands has a whole lot, safety margin, and I was like, wow.
A train to their final destination. But most of the time, the fastest and most convenient option is simply taking the bike to the final destination. Why is cycling the most convenient option? What has the Netherlands done for this to be the case? Well, the country has made cycling incredibly easy, with 32,000 kilometers of bike lanes that aren't just a small strip along a heavily trafficked road. Now, the Dutch do things differently. They have marked out asphalt pavements like this strictly for cyclists. The only time cars and bikes end up on the same road is when the speed limit is less than 30 kilometers an hour, and car volume is low. Any higher than that, and there's a clear separation like this one, even on highways and roundabouts. But the Netherlands is a whole lot more than just biking and their capital city, Amsterdam. And to be honest, the most impressive infrastructure in the Netherlands is not even in Amsterdam. To see that, we have to go to Utrecht, a city that lies right here south of Amsterdam.
Utrecht. She mentioned it in the last video.
To park over 12,500 bicycles, and it has 24/7
cameras. Wait. Did you see that? Did you see that? You didn't see that?
What?
Bicycle parking lot.
Yeah. I don't want to go into details, but let's just continue.
Like, how does a bicycle have a parking lot, for goodness sake?
And 24/7 surveillance camera on rotation.
Ah,
Crazy.
Thinking, there's no way this can be replicated in other countries.
Wow.
This is alien-like.
Yeah.
That's a myth, and there's a very simple reason for that. Just take a look at Rotterdam. During World War II, the city was practically demolished, and looked,
really?
well, like this. The Dutch had to rebuild everything, and they chose to go for an automobile-centric design.
Wait. They invaded Netherlands in World War II.
Yeah. There's a video we checked of that. I think during the World War One, the Netherlands were actually very neutral. But in World War Two, Germany invaded Netherlands. And to say that they brought this city to nothing rather than dust. But now it's a I don't know that.
Wow.
How?
Insane, man.
Impressive.
Which is exactly how North American cities were built too. And considering where the Netherlands is today, it's crazy to think that many Dutch cities were heading in this direction too. But by
Wow.
the 70s, Rotterdam residents were tired of major road fatalities and plummeting cycling and walking culture. So they demanded reform. And the regulators listened. Public transportation was then heavily invested in, and roads were rebuilt to facilitate bike lanes.
Wow.
After which, cycling regained its popularity. This just goes to show that even North American cities can do this if they choose to do so.
Yeah, if they choose
but
to.
the determinism and people-centered planning of the Netherlands extends out of the cities and into Dutch suburbs as well. To bring this point home, let's compare typical Dutch suburbs to those in a state that's just as bustling and growing. In the United States, Florida. Now sure, Florida is 3.4 times larger than the Netherlands, but the argument should still stand.
Wait,
So
just
here's a
Florida
typical
is
Miami suburb.
bigger than the
What do you
Netherlands.
notice?
Just a
There's
state
lot
in
of
the US.
greenery, but
Wow.
mostly there's a lot of roads, and they're specifically made for cars. Sure, there are sidewalks, but they are thin and can barely accommodate a cycler and pedestrian at the same time. And now let's look at a Dutch suburb. The homes here are much smaller, and that's an important detail, as it leaves more space for communal centers like parks and proper biking and walking lanes separated from the road by greenery. I can definitely understand that it seems like a sacrifice to have smaller homes, but what you get in return is efficiency. And if time is the most valuable thing we have, then this system is superior. And while Dutch efficiency has become somewhat of a trademark for the country, things weren't always so blissful and enviable. You see, technically speaking, a large part of the Netherlands should not exist, and this is what amazes me the most. See, the Netherlands was notorious for constant flooding thanks to its low elevation and closeness to the North Sea. But the Dutch have found a way to beat the ocean multiple times. This is the reason why nearly 20% of the land in the Netherlands is reclaimed land from the many marshes, swamps, lakes, and of
Wait,
course the sea.
sorry.
But how?
Wait, that was the picture of Netherlands before.
1930.
Are you seeing it?
Do you see how many
Oh,
reclaimed land?
these are water.
Wow.
And they have reclaimed it.
Almost everything.
I think there's even more.
Please, what's the downside to this land reclamation?
There should be no downside.
I think there will.
Really?
Yeah, there should be.
Land in the Netherlands is reclaimed land from the many marshes, swamps, lakes, and of course the sea. But how? Well, 2 words. Delta works. After a deadly storm in 1953 that covered over 150,000 hectares of land and took the lives of an estimated 2,000 people, the Dutch decided something had to be done. Delta works was the answer. Delta Works is a vast network of 13 dams and barriers, featuring sluices, locks, dikes, and levees. They sort of these 4 inlets, namely Haringvlietdam, Rubersdam, Worcesterscheldekering, and Verzegatam. I'm sorry, Dutch people, I tried my best.
Yeah.
They used these to reduce the coastline by 700 kilometers and remove the need for smaller and weaker levees and dams that would require constant maintenance. Pretty ingenious, I gotta say. But the Dutch haven't just prevented floodings, they've also created new land. And they achieved this without using modern technology. How? Well, first they would section off the areas they wanted to reclaim, whereafter they would drain the water out by harvesting the energy of the wind using, of course, windmills. This created flat plains comprised of a very unique soil that happens to be perfect for growing tulips. And this is why the Netherlands account for 80% of the world's tulip exports. Which is kind of strange to think about. But today, these wars and innovations have
It's
pushed the
all making
Netherlands to
sense
pretty
now.
envious titles, including the largest storm surge barrier in the world, that laid the ground for the largest and most efficient seaport in Europe, the port of Rotterdam. Located here in the delta of the Rhine and Meuse rivers, Rotterdam is in a perfect strategic location for ships coming from or going into the North Sea. To understand the sheer size of this port, here's a map of Manhattan laid on top. As you can see, the port of Rotterdam is about 1.5 times the size of Manhattan. It's huge, and with 82.5% of the Netherlands' GDP coming from exports, it's fair to say that the port of Rotterdam is really important. I could go on and on about this port's efficiency, but all you need to know is that it wins best port infrastructure year after year. The Dutch are incredibly talented at designing great infrastructure. I mean, just look at the Amsterdam airport, Schiphol, the third busiest airport in Europe. It looks pretty average until you consider the number of people moving through this structure. Schiphol facilitates 68 to 80 million passengers annually to 332 direct destinations, utilizing its 6 runways facing multiple directions. Schiphol coordinates an average of 1,500 to 1,600 departures and landings per day, giving them an hourly average of 110 to 120 aircrafts.
That's crazy.
Sorry, is this the only airport in the Netherlands? I choose not to believe.
I
don't know why I'm asking the question.
I think they have over 100.
Wow.
Accomplishes
thousands.
Despite being smaller than other major airports like Adolfo Suarez Madrid in Spain or the Leonardo da Vinci International Airport in Italy. The best thing about this airport, though, is that once passengers arrive, they have a number of transportation options, as the high-speed Thalys and Columbus trains can be accessed just beneath the terminal building. From here, you can take a 15-minute ride to the Amsterdam Central Station, or use the Dutch rail network to travel across the country. Honestly, you could go anywhere from here. If trains aren't your style, then the airport offers affordable express buses as well. The funny thing about this airport, though, is that it's 4 meters below sea level, sitting on what used to be Haarlem Lake. But all in all, though, the Netherlands is an overload of intelligent design, and while some people might think it's nearly impossible to implement these methods in other countries, the reality is these methods can be replicated any place in the world if the people and leadership are willing to collaborate and listen to one another, and invest in infrastructure that is people.
If leaders are willing to listen to one another.
Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Oh wow!
You see, this last
the airport is above.
Sorry.
I got distracted by the sneezing. But wow, it's actually very impressive to see, guys.
Like, it's crazy. I love the last statement he made. He said, all this can be achieved in every single country if only leaders will just listen to each other. I don't know why they have to allow their ego to always get in the way of progress.
But aside that, right, the Netherlands insane design is actually even coming from the people, because the residents you showed, they choose a smaller house to get good transport lanes
and everything.
Wow, this is so brilliant.
It's quite impressive.
It's very impressive, man. It's very impressive.
Like, you guys literally fought a war, not just a war, you also fought nature. And you won. Bro, you guys went to battle with the sea. And you came out victorious. Nah. You guys are made of something else. Nah.
And this video actually answered a whole lot of questions I've asked before, and even the one I think of, and I really love it. It's very impressive to see, and to see how insanely designed. Like Netherlands is not like that huge of a big mass land mass country, but to see that they, even with the land they have, they want
every single aspect.
Everything is being utilized. Good transport system, good road, and it just because they got it wrong in the 30s, when the streets were actually bustling, and they came together, went back to their desk, and restructured the whole thing and got it right. It's very impressive to see, and we need to learn. My country needs to learn from the Netherlands. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. I'll see you from the next one.
The whole world needs to learn.